Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Oblong Polka Dots and my name is Kerr, and on this channel we talk about makeup, skincare, and beauty. So, if that's something you're into, you've come to the right place. Hola a todos, bienvenidos a mi canal, Oblong Polka Dots. Me llamo Kerr y en este canal hablamos de maquillaje, cuidado de piel y belleza. Entonces, si eso es algo que te gusta, has venido al lugar correcto. Welcome everyone. So today we are going to use the Jaclyn Hill Divine Neutrals palette. And this is a neutral palette. Lots of browns in it. And it looks like this. So let's give it a try. We are going to start off as we always do by priming. I'm actually going to use a caviar stick from Laura Mercier. This is in the shade Strike a Rose because I want a more rosy tone for my eyes. So we're going to use this as our base for our primer. And since I'm not particularly familiar with this palette, I'm doing my eyes before I do my face. So if there's any fallout, it's going to be easier to clean. If you hear my son coughing, it's because he has a really bad cold. He is not feeling well, you guys. My little guy. I mean, he's not little, but he's always going to be my little guy. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to grab this one and we're just going to blend out the edge a little bit. And then we're going to hop in with some of these shadows. I'm going to do my shadows like I normally do in a gradient. So the lightest will be on the, the darkest will be on the outside, lightest will be on the inside. I'm not sure what I want to grab. So I'm just going to start off with this color right here called Good Vibes. It's this one right here. Oops. This one right here, Good Vibes. We'll start with that. We have a flat brush. And I'm going to go in and just pat down that color and see what it looks like. It's definitely a neutral on my lid, which is fine, because I can always go over it with something else. I just like that pink underneath to keep it nice and warm. All we're doing is packing on the color. Just like that. Okay. Now let's go in with, oops. Let's go in with the shadow that's right next to it. It's called Boo Bear. This one right here. That one. And we'll see what that looks like on the outer corner. Same brush. And we're just going to tap it down, packing it right on top of the other color, using my eyebrow as a guide. So I don't want to go any further than that, but I am going to pull it out so we have an angle like this. So imagine a line right here going straight across. That's the look that we're going for. And then we're packing in the rest of the color on the outer corner. So you end up with a triangle shape, and we're going to clean up anything that fell out in between. So far these colors are pretty saturated, and it looks like they're blending nicely. Okay, not bad. I think Morphe, Jaclyn Hill, I think they use the same formula. At least it feels like the same formula. So I'm pretty familiar with that. And I'm also not seeing fallout, which is great. All right. And then for my sparkly color, let's go with, how about we start off with this one right here called Striptease. That's this one. And then we'll pick something else to go next to it. Same brush. So we're going to go right here. Ooh, do I have to? Yeah. This is one of those where you actually have to like pull it to get it to stay on. So you know how the other colors I was able to pat down? That's not what this one is. It doesn't work that way. There's more moisture in this one. So to get it to stick to the lid, you actually have to like kind of smudge it. So we're going to connect that outer color with that lid color using Striptease. And we're bringing this right up here, just below the crease. And we're going to clean all this up in a second. Okay. And then, let's see, next to Striptease, we need one more sparkly color. And since this is more coppery than I realized it would be, I think we probably should go in with this one right here called Birthday Suit. So that's this one right here. Same brush. And we're going to take that to the inner corner. And we're just blending all the colors together. Let's keep it simple. A gradient is probably one of the easiest shadow looks that you can do. That looks more complicated. Put a little bit more on, and then we're going to clean it up and we're going to finish the rest of the face. I think I'm going to mirror this look, so we're going to keep the palette out though. Okay. That's what that looks like. Pretty simple, right? All right, we're going to set this brush down. Set our palette down for a minute. We're going to grab a fluffy brush, the one I had from before, and all I'm doing is coming into this crease and blending it out. And I'm pulling some of those colors up right below my brow bone. The reason we're doing this is we want it to be a more cohesive look, and we want those colors to blend together without having a harsh line, right? We want it to look seamless. That's the point of the gradient. So if I turn, you want the colors to come together in a seamless look rather than having a definitive edge for each of the shadows. I'm going to set that down and let's clean up a little bit. Just going to grab one of these little wipes right here, and all I'm doing is coming up and I'm making an angle like that. And then same thing on this side. And the angle is based on the edge of my eyebrow. So my eyebrow is the tail here, and we're just going right down like this to follow that line. And then that way it balances out the look. I think you can see that. Okay. Bueno. So now let's go in with, where's all my stuff, you guys? This is NYX, the Marshmallow Primer. I've been really enjoying this primer quite a bit. And it really reminds me of the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, but it's a bit creamier. And I'm talking about the one that goes in the little jar, not the new one that is in the tube. It smells like it too. So if you don't do well with fragrance in your cosmetics, then you should skip this one because it smells like a cupcake. Okay. So that's that. And next we have, let's see, we have the Milani Conceal and Perfect number 4 Nectar. This is what I use to neutralize some of the shadows that are underneath my eyes, even though they're completely natural. It's hereditary. A lot of people in my family have them, but I like to neutralize them so that they don't peek through my makeup as much. And then we're also getting the melasma that's on my upper lip. We're going to take a little sponge and we're going to press this down. Just like that. This is a great product because it blends so easily. You don't have to work at it. It's not super heavy. You know, like the LA Girl one is a lot thicker than this one. This one is a little less viscous. It's a good word. And then for our concealer, we're going to use the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. This is in the shade 470. I'm not putting a base on today, so we're only going to use this. And we're popping that there. This one is almost empty. I have a million backups of it. Well, 3. But that feels like a million. Okay. And then we're going to take our same little sponge and we're going to blend all of this in. If you wanted it to be a fuller coverage, what you could do is let the concealer sit for a minute so that it sets a little. And then when you go to blend it out, it won't blend out as much and you'll have a higher concentration of pigment in that area. For me though, I don't like to do that all the time. I prefer to just kind of blend it out because I'm looking for a more skin-like look than one of perfection. So I don't mind some of my flaws showing through. I just feel like it brings a value to the skin-like look that I'm going for. That sunscreen on my ear, good grief. Yep, I wear sunscreen every day, and you should too. Okay. Oh, I need to clean up my brows, you guys. Honestly. Okay, that's what that looks like. Just very skin-like appearance, right? All I'm doing is patting it down, just patting down. Pat, pat, like that. So I want to go in with another concealer. That's loud, sorry. This one's from Pat McGrath Labs. It's the Skin Fetish one. Mine is in the shade M21. This is kind of a yellowy concealer and it's highly pigmented. So, but I like it, I realized, for highlighting. Just adding a brightness to the eye. So we're going to pop a little bit of that on. We're going to grab our same little sponge and we're just going to blend that in. Just like that. See what I mean? How it brings like a little more brightness underneath the eye? I was really trying to figure out about this concealer because at first I was struggling thinking this is entirely too yellow. I don't understand why it was a shade match for me on her website. But now I'm like, oh, maybe that's why. Because you can use it in this way. So now that I feel like I'm a little more comfortable with it, I get it, so to speak. Like I said though, it's really concentrated, so just remember a little bit goes a very long ways. It plays well with this other concealer, which is great. Okay, and then I'm grabbing my little brush here. I'm just gonna smooth that edge out just a little bit. It was looking a little bit harsh. Yeah, that's better. Same with this one. Just a little. Okay, I have Demolition here in front of me. And I'm gonna go ahead and use that to line my eyes. Going right into the waterline. Oh, I need to sharpen this real quick, I think. If I can find my sharpener. Oh, Kerr. Did I put it over here? I think I did. Yep, here it is. Okay, let's sharpen this a little. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. Oh no, I don't think I could do it because it's so short. Urban Decay's Demolition eyeliner is my favorite. And a little more. There we go. Phew. Obviously this is my favorite and I cannot put it down. It goes with everything. This is like the most beautiful brown liner and it's waterproof. I don't know why I even bother buying other eyeliners at this point. I mean, that's not true. I'm probably being a bit dramatic, but you know, when you reach for the same liner damn near daily, it's like, okay, use some of your other stuff, Kerr. It's okay to do that. But do you see what I mean? How it goes so well? A little more. Plus it's waterproof, I'm telling you. These are like awesome. And then for my lower lash line, I don't always line my lower lash line because it does close my eye off. And I feel like that ages me, but sometimes I do. And when I do, it's typically going to be with a liner that's bright or brighter. So we are using Smog also from Urban Decay. I picked this one because it has a copper finish to it. I thought that would go well with this look. Right there on the waterline. Okay. Looking good. There. See how it's a little bit brighter on the bottom? I like that look. Yes. Okay. So now we are going to go... Oops. Oop. Let's tidy up the brows a little bit. I have my MAC pencil here, and my brows are tattooed, so I don't always fill them in. And today is one of those days I'm not going to fill them in, but they do need to be cleaned up. Girl, getting on camera with your brows like that. Oh my gosh, am I going to just make a mess or what? What is happening here? What's going on, guys? Okay, that's better. Let's set that back down. I have, let's see. What do I want to do first? I think I'm going to set my face first. I have some RCMA powder, but it's inside of this container. I had to depot it, depot it because I needed it to be a little bit easier for application purposes. The RCMA powder is a professional powder, so it's really intended for makeup artists to use. So the container it's in is really designed for you to pour some of it out onto a palette or to use some other kind of dish that you put it on and then apply it to your client. It's not necessarily designed for personal use. So the cap of it is a flip cap, and the lid of the flip cap is quite small, too small for this brush to fit in, which is why I stuck it in this container. So don't worry, you guys, I always put all the information about what I use in my videos in the description box, so you'll be able to see it as well. Let's do a little bit of mirroring with this Jaclyn palette. I'm going to grab this small brush here, and all I'm doing is taking those same colors that I just used and putting them on my lower lash line. And then that way you can kind of mirror the top and the bottom. So when I use this fluffier brush, I don't know if you can see it, but there's definitely a lot more fallout. It's way more powdery. So keep that in mind. Just running them along the lash line. And then lastly, birthday suit. And there we go. I like the mirrored look. I think it just looks a little more refined. For my cheeks, I'm going to go in with this NARS cheek palette. I love this one. And what I keep doing is blending these two colors together. So I'll take my brush and kind of run it through both of them. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'll take my brush and kind of like go like this. Okay. And that's what I've been wearing on my cheeks. And I've been going much higher up on my cheeks lately because I kind of like that look. I feel like it raises my cheekbones just a scotch. I'm not putting on any bronzer today, so this blush can take over if it wants to. There we go. Just something to warm up the face, to add like a nice rosy tone. And I always go overboard with the blush, always. I know. Oh, you guys. I just love blush. I think it's like one of my favorite things. It's just fun. And this is a great palette. Okay, so we're going to set our face with the Milani Peach Make It Last Peach Scented Setting Spray. This is a discontinued product. So if you do find it, you'll probably find it like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, something like that, maybe even Burlington. And if you do, I suggest that you grab it because it's fantastic. I love this setting spray. I have the Fenty Hella Thick mascara here. I picked this up because I saw that Platinum D picked it up. And if it's good enough for her, it is good enough for me. This stuff is hella thick, as the name suggests. It's almost like putting a pomade or a conditioner on your lashes. That's what it feels like. And I'm here for it. A little bit more on this side. And a little more here. And the bottom. There we go. Love it. Love this mascara. For our lips, we're going to go in with a NYX Butter Gloss. This one is in Raspberry Pavala. Slap some of this on. Smells like vanilla. Love these butter glosses, you guys. I've been using these for years and years. I love them. That is the look. This is what we've come up with. I like the Jaclyn palette. I think that this is right up my alley. This is something that I can reach for every single day and just make a basic look. It's got lots of browns, which I really love. Let's take a look at the palette one more time. It does come with a mirror. And yeah, love it. So if you were looking for a neutral palette that's an easy reach, I recommend that one. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.